everybody, and welcome to the Quirks, the podcast about the little unique things you do that make you you. So here's something quirky about me. Every day I wear 2 different socks. I just grab the first 2 socks I can grab out of my sock drawer, and that's what happens. But I realized something interesting. If I do, by happenstance, grab 2 of the same sock, I just can't wear them. I've tried it before, and it leads to a very uncomfortable day. So that's me. Let's talk about today's guest. It is my dear friend Deanna Chang. Deanna can be seen on Paramount Network's reboot of Heathers. She's a co-creator of Comedy Central's Unsend with Matt McConkey and Paul Scheer. You can find her at Deanna M. Chang in all the places. And you should. I love her. One small disclaimer. We're both from Long Island, so you might hear some passionate slamming of tables. For emphasis, don't be scared. Enjoy. Hi, Deanna.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, my pleasure. So happy to be here.
I'm just going to jump right in with what I think is like the quirkiest thing about you.
Oh, good.
Well, from one of the quirkiest
I'm excited.
things. You have like the most colorful, interesting language and way of saying things.
Okay. I like that.
When I see you and your TV shows and things like that, I'm always like, no one would say it like that if they saw things on the script.
Oh. You're talking about like how I say
anything.
Yes. And okay, I like that.
Because you were like, my pleasure.
I appreciate that.
Don't people say that to you though?
I don't know. I think yes, to some extent. I don't know that I've heard it in a while, but I like that.
Oh, well, it's back.
It's back. God bless America.
Well, you do it in life, so that's how you...
I bring her right to the small screen.
Exactly. I had an acting teacher that was like, how you do something in life is how you do it in acting. And I was like, dear God, I hope that's not true because I'm a mess.
You're not, though.
As a person? Like in my...
But don't you feel you've grown?
Oh, yes. I feel like I've grown.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the painting?
Bring me back.
You had been at my house many times rehearsing for MOPS.
Oh, my God.
And
oh, my God.
You saw this giant white painting, and you were like, it's like 6 by 6, right?
It was a square, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
like a 6 by 6 white square.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Was there anything on it other than that?
White paint.
White paint, right.
So I guess
but I'm just
that,
saying,
like postmodern.
Right. It was a white giant square.
Yes.
Giant. Couldn't have been bigger.
Right. Hanging on the wall right behind the couch.
That's right.
And you said, oh, when did you get that? And I said, I've never seen that before.
Shocking. Shocking. Shocked me to my core.
And then Mark said it had been up for like weeks or something.
Yeah, I really had to keep unpacking it. I was like, okay, so when you say you've never seen it before, your eyes have never landed on it.
I had never seen it.
Never seen it.
I just don't maybe look in those places.
I think that you have an active inner world.
True.
And the outside things don't appeal to you as much. They're not as interesting.
That's a good way to describe me.
Yeah.
That's a really good way. Because I think that that's true.
Yeah.
Like Mark would bring flowers home and then I'd see them 3 days later and say like, oh my God, thank you. He's like, they've been sitting there for 3 days. They're rotted now.
Right.
And it would be like hurt his feelings at first.
Because you think, how could she not see them?
But I did.
Because they've never been here before.
Yeah, I know.
And I think what you're saying is that what you have going on in your mind trumps these outside details.
Yeah, but it makes like driving and walking really hard.
Well, yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, those outside details really pop when you're driving. Those are the ones you gotta really keep your eye on.
I have grown.
Yeah, good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. Okay, so we both grew up on Long Island.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Long Island? Do you think it's quirky?
It's funny. I've been thinking about that more it's such an interesting place because, like, I feel like Long Island people are everywhere. Mm-hmm. And with a sense of self that I don't know why exactly they have this I know everything vibe.
It's so true.
Not always with education behind it or anything to back it up. It's just like,
this is what I know.
I know it and I know everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have a feeling that it's being so close to the city, but not being in the city. It's like you're not from Manhattan. You're not from even Brooklyn or the Bronx or anything. You're from a suburb, but you connect to yourself as like a New Yorker.
So you have a sense of authority.
But there's also, I think, a sense of like, I have something to prove.
Yeah, underdog authority.
Yes. And it yields a ton of famous people.
Right. That's
like,
so
there's
funny.
so many.
Right.
And I think there's so many with a sense of humor. And I have a feeling that has to do with being a little bit of an underdog.
So do you think that like Long Island made you quirkier or funnier in a way?
I think that I grew up in a town where females, like the female soccer team was better than the boys soccer team and did better in statewide shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like girls were just, you just sort of like were expected to play sports and be, I don't know, I feel like every girl was so funny and I don't know. I think there's something about, I can't speak for all of Long Island, but I feel like growing up in Rockville Center where the girls just had really good self-esteem in general in terms of what they can bring to like a conversation and
I love that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, like bus balls kind of thing and I mean be good at everything.
There are strong females in Port Jeff Station too.
Yeah, there's just like Port Jeff Station. Yeah, Pojo so. Yeah.
Other side of the tracks, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, yeah. Mm-hmm. The other, like, my side of the tracks, nice.
Okay.
Like, so I can't say it's, like, the bad side of the tracks. But the other side,
Pojo
fancy.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Pojo.
That's kind of my situation, too. Like, we grew up in Rockville Center, which is a fairly affluent town.
Yeah.
But we were not in the affluent area. We were very lower middle class, you know.
Yeah. We'd always be like, do you want to go down Port? And it was 5 minutes away, but that's where the nice ice cream shop was. And like the, you know, artsier theater and the movie theater.
Wait, Susan Kate.
Yes. Susan Kate.
There you go. I would like, now that we're talking about Long Island and I'm imagining you in Rockville Center.
Yes.
I'm imagining you.
Oh, no.
Well, I'd like to go through it because I'm thinking about you were coming over when I was in New York.
Yeah.
We were adults. This was like 8 years ago, 6 years ago.
No ages, but we were definitely adults.
Yeah. And I think, how did you you ended up standing in the middle of an island. Like
you were coming to pick me up from the train station. And I was really afraid I wouldn't find you. And I'd seen your car before, but I had that weird recognition thing with cars where I don't, like, my dad's car, I still don't know what it is. I always think it's white, and it's a gray SUV. I think it's like a white Prius. Yeah, like, I just have,
details.
I don't look, well, cars especially.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care about cars. I thought the island was the safest place to find you.
I know, and I don't even know what it will do on a podcast, but it's just like, it was like this, 6x3 little bit of lawn in the middle of the street that had like a big Rockville Center clock. Yeah. Like town clock in the middle of it. And I just found you just standing there and it looked like you were stuck.
Well, that's the thing, because it wasn't safe. Because there was traffic going by on both sides, like maybe all sides.
But it's a
small town.
Small town. Yeah, I mean, it's a medium town, but it's not a town. You weren't on a freeway or a highway or
no. But once I got on, I didn't know how to get off.
You just stood right there.
Because there was people coming in all directions, and I was like, well, now I'm committed. Now she'll see me.
And I did.
And you did.
And I did.
But it was
so funny.
Something else.
Just to come by you just standing there. It was so funny to me.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Because your style in Long Island was super quirky.
Very quirky.
So what do you have going on? What were you going for?
It had ranges, but what you're talking about specifically was my old lady style.
Yeah.
In like freshman, sophomore year of high school.
Oh, it stopped by junior.
Yes. Right. I went into different style in junior year.
Okay. Let's talk about old lady style.
Yeah. Old lady style was grandma chic. I was wearing like blossom hats with big flowers in the front and oversized jackets, oversized blazers, a lot of blazers, blazers, all oversized, men's blazers, and like pins and pocket watches, neckerchiefs, and fashioning my hair in like. Everything was buttoned up to the top. There was not an ounce of skin showing. There was just it was a lot of look.
Weren't there big glasses? Like
big
Coke
glasses.
bottle glasses.
Big, freshman sophomore year, I think, and then junior year, I got some contacts in. But
Okay.
I saw there's that woman who was in the Old Navy ads, who's the old woman with the giant black glasses.
Iris Arpfeld?
Yes. I was like, that is the look. And I never really quite got there with the glasses. Those were a lot cooler than what I ended up with. But I was like, can I see your biggest black frame at like Lens Crafter?
Oh
you know?
my God,
and then
yes.
I was like, that'll do.
Wow. Did you date a lot in freshman, sophomore year?
You're like, I know this question is going out to the wind, but
I just wonder if there was like one quirky boy who was really, no. Okay.
So I felt like by the time, oh God, so there's one guy that was my best friend and he was a senior.
She put quotes.
Right. Because I was madly in love with him.
Of course.
But I told him that I did not have a crush on him.
Why? You were scared.
Well, because I couldn't even imagine he would be interested. Aww. And he ended up dating two of my really good friends.
Oh, God.
And I acted great with that, you know.
Did you give him, like, advice? Like,
oh, I was so in it and all of it. And, like...
oh, heartbreaking.
He was a senior, so cute. But I just didn't have any ability. I felt it was so not on the table for me that I wouldn't have even dared. I was so happy to have this relationship with this like super gorgeous, like in my mind, guy that was a senior that thought I was like hilarious and amazing. And that was all I could do.
You're like, I'll take it anyway.
I was like, that's enough. I'm all set. Like I can't even imagine.
Wow. Did you ever tell him?
No, I didn't. And he's actually out here now. He just got married recently.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I did. It would be an interesting thing to just see, like, did you just see me as a friend? Which I think the answer, in my heart, I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And I think if he ever thought maybe,
okay,
I let him know straight up that is so not anything I'd be interested in.
Yeah, that's so true.
Even if he had that fleeting thought, I batted it down so quickly. But I do think he just saw me as a friend. I really don't think he pushed past like the bowler hats and like, but maybe.
But what if you met his wife and she was wearing like a frilly up to the neck shirt and like breeches?
Well, I have seen her via Instagram. She's very pretty with like giant knockers and not serving that particular look. She's showing more than, which and it looks gorgeous. Like God bless America. And, it's possible. It would be. I would actually be interested to ask him that question.
Right. There was this podcast where he would go back and have the conversations he like wished he had with people.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it was beautiful. He had like this incident with Moby where he felt like Moby like sampled the song.
Who's he?
The host of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So the one episode is him like confronting Moby.
And how did Moby?
Not well. Not great.
Yeah. Oh.
He also brought all these like fancy juices to Moby's house, and Moby, instead of putting them out to serve, just put them in his fridge. And that caused, like, a big controversy.
I gotta tell you, if someone brings me fancy juices, I'm putting them in the fridge.
What?
I would not know to put them out.
So, like, if someone came to your house with, like, juices or snacks, would you put them away? No.
I'm thinking he's giving me individual, like, juices in containers.
He did.
I may bring one out, but I don't,
I think you'd say, do you want one?
Sure.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
I see.
He just scooped them out.
And people do that.
Wow.
But people do that with alcohol.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, they'll bring a gift of wine and stuff.
And then not serve it.
Right. Yeah. But I think it's a gift sometimes.
Me too.
I don't, I think it could get, when you're like, oh, I have all this other stuff. I'll hold on to this.
Drink what's open first.
Right.
Or what other people are drinking.
But I think at the end of the day, now that I'm hearing this, you just got to keep it all out and open.
Oh, yeah. Where'd you go after Grandma Style?
So after Grandma Style, I went into more, like this is the only thing I can really hang my hat on is I had these $90, so it was very expensive.
Yeah.
At least I think they were, in my mind they were nice. They were like the most expensive item I'd ever purchased. Mm-hmm. A black platform shoe. Platforms like were happening majorly. Probably a 3 to 3.5 inch platform.
Wow.
Suede. actually were quite comfortable.
Oh.
Where I'm not I can't wear heels, but these particular shoes were worked.
Okay.
And I would wear them with a lot. So to me, when I think of junior year, I just think of those platform shoes
Yes.
that I wore to death.
Yes.
Do I think I wore them with things they went with? Every once in a while.
Okay.
But more often than not,
Yeah.
I was wearing them with things that made no sense.
I had bad style and I didn't know it. Bad style, I mean quirky style.
Go ahead.
Like costumes. I would dress sometimes all in a themed color. I had a Peter Pan dress, but I would go full out Peter Pan. I think I had a feather hair clip. I had a dog purse throughout high school and college.
And beyond. I feel
you met me with dog purse.
I think I met you with
dog purse. I didn't say it till 26, 27.
Yes,
People used to throw it out the window. Twice it got thrown out windows. Because people were like, this is holding you back from a good life. And then what's her name? Some little starlet, Quavazine. She was...
Is that a cocktail?
It's a real person.
Is that a liqueur?
She was nominated for an Oscar.
Quavazine?
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but...
I can't remember the movie, but she... Beast of the Southern Wild.
Okay, I don't
She
know.
wore a dog purse on the red carpet, and then it legitimized the whole trend.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
But that was 2 years ago.
Well, it's not a trend.
No, probably not.
It's just something that happened.
It is.
With you and with her.
I mean, yes. I lost it once in the NYU library, and I was crying hysterically, and I ran to the security guards, and I was like, I lost my dog. And they're like, you have a dog in the library? I was like, it's a dog purse. It's Scotty Tommy. It's a real thing to me. My brother gave it to me. It was a Scotty dog, so the original name, Scotty Tommy. My brother was like, please don't tell people I ever got this for you. He was so embarrassed. Because he was cool.
Right.
And that was hard.
Sure.
Because he would be invited to parties of, my classmates. Because he played lacrosse and stuff. And he'd be like, oh, I'm going to so-and-so's house. I wasn't invited.
Oh, that's really tough.
Yeah. But I didn't know how uncool I was.
But what did you think when he got invited? Were you bummed out you weren't invited, or you didn't care?
I think that was a moment of oh, maybe I'm playing this life game wrong. Maybe I should be connecting with people in my grade, or, not trying to have my brother bring me to a party that I didn't get an invite to.
Tough.
Did
he bring you?
No. Very close, but he didn't bring me.
Yeah. He was like, it's not my brand.
Yeah, exactly.
This won't help
my cause. It would not. He's like, don't bring the dog purse.
I did bring a quirk for you.
Oh, give it to me.
So I was thinking about how I react to a situation.
Okay.
Right? So if there's somebody gets hurt, something goes down, how do I react?
Okay.
And this felt like we could file it under quirky. I'll start light and go harder.
Oh boy.
So I was doing a show at Comedy Central Stage.
Yes.
And we were rehearsing with my friend Drew Picorni,
yes.
who is shorter than me. And we were doing a dance.
Okay.
And I was supposed to bend down, and he was supposed to swing his leg over my head.
Oh, wow.
So that's right. So I bent down fairly far, and he did, and his knee popped out.
Oh. This is the starting light story?
This is the light one.
Knee popping. Jeez.
A knee popping.
Oh, boy.
So my choice, was to run around the theater in circles screaming. I just chose that was how I chose to deal with the situation.
Okay.
My friend Jenny, who was the choreographer, went over and popped his knee back into place.
No.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, wow, not a great, maybe helpful reaction on my end.
Right. Right.
Not great.
Not great.
Not my finest.
Definitely a quirky reaction.
Definitely a quirky reaction.
Because I am quirky, and in a crisis, I am stealth.
Okay.
I am good. I'd be popping the knee probably.
Right.
At least talking sweetly to him while someone else was popping the knee.
And I can be stealth in many, many different ways in crisis.
I'm sure you can.
But then I also cannot.
Right.
So that was one incident.
Okay.
Then another one was when I was home in Long Island when I had met you for the first time. I was living with my dad, and he was up. We have a 3-story house, and then on the very top was a small attic.
Okay.
Yeah, a tippy. We called it the tippy top attic.
Cute.
You took there was a wooden staircase. You had to it was we just used it for storage.
Right.
My dad would go up there to who knows what,
tinker,
move things around.
Yeah.
Organize. Yeah. So he I had 2 incidents with the attic, but I will give you one. So actually, I'll give you 2. So the first one was, this is when I was home with him. He had asked me, "Can you help me with something?" I was like, "Yes." So I go down right below where he is on the tippy top attic. There's again a wooden stair, probably about, I would say about a 9-foot stair ladder that goes up to the tippy top, approximately. And all of a sudden, this chest, like a 3.5 by 2.5 heavy chest, comes crashing down, almost knocking me out.
Okay.
In addition, my dad screams at the top of his lungs.
Oh.
And my heart, dropped.
Yeah.
I run up the stairs. He's screaming in pain.
Oh.
He's doubled over. He has popped a tendon in his leg.
Please.
So however he picked up the chest thing, so I start screaming.
Oh no.
I go, "Okay, Daddy, I'll help you." And I run down the stairs and I'm calling my friend Deborah Quinn's mom, who's around the corner, who was a nurse.
Okay.
I'm calling and I'm running and I'm getting ice packs and I'm getting the rub for an
icy hot
and ice packs, and I'm running up and I have to take my dad's pants down and rub icy hot into the back of his leg. He's in so much pain. I don't know how I'm going to get him down because there's no world in which he can come down that ladder.
Oh God.
That's not happening.
Right.
Mrs. Quinn sends over her son, who is a fireman with a fire truck.
Stop.
And Larry Quinn, and he gets rafters and is able to basically pulley system my dad out from the rafters. But which he got him down. He got him down with a pulley thing. Yeah, like a fireman situation. But I was screaming on the phone and begging her when she came over. I'm begging her on my knees to talk to him about not getting on ladders. I was begging, I was just, and I did get done what I needed to. But as I made so many trips up and down the stairs, just in a full panic. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I love that as you're dealing with the tragedy, you're also future tripping. And you're you need to have a come to Jesus talk with my dad.
To be fair, I had a discussion with him about ladders so many times.
He didn't listen.
Oh, God, no. And
they don't listen, really.
Oh, Lord, no.
I know.
And so I was just, and old people will not, when you're getting up there, they protect each other. So they don't even help you help them because they're I don't want my shit taken away.
Right.
So
because you and Larry Quinn are going to gang up on Deborah next, and take something away from her.
That's right. Marge. And so
Marge.
That was ladder incident 1.
Okay.
Ladder incident 2. Same thing. Attic ladder.
Later?
Months later. A year later. Whatever it was. I was on the phone with a friend.
Okay.
I had just put under eye concealer underneath both of my eyes.
Excellent.
Not rubbed in yet,
Of
just
course.
under eye concealer.
Got it.
And I hear a crash.
Oh.
A huge crash.
Okay.
I go, ah! I throw the phone. I run upstairs. My father is laid out on the ground with a drill by his head. And I thought he was paralyzed.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I start running and screaming.
Oh no, the running and screaming.
Out the house.
Out the house?
Go to each neighbor.
Stop.
Call 911. I'm running and screaming. A full fire department, 3 fire trucks come. I can't even go back up to look at my dad because I'm so fearful that he's paralyzed.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my friend Carrie was coming to pick me up. So she sees me and neighbors are coming. And again, circles. I'm running in circles on the street, screaming, telling everybody what happened and that I scared he's paralyzed.
Oh my God.
And finally, an EMT, held me down and was like, your brother is not paralyzed.
Oh my God.
But they had to take him through the 3rd story window. I have a photo I will send you.
Okay, good.
They had to, again, pulley system him
Whoa.
out through the 3rd floor window on a gurney down. No, this is what happen? And then at the very end of all of it, and I was deeply single at that time.
Okay.
And
I love deeply single.
Deeply single.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like on like horny and thirsty. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like it wasn't a great place to be.
Okay.
I was like panicked I wasn't going to meet. You know, like I was in that like.
I hear you.
It's not a great place to come from. It's like.
Eyes are scanning everywhere.
No one is safe.
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
Eyes are scanning everywhere, and there were a lot of hot firemen there.
Of course there were.
Okay, so believe me, within the craziness, I'm scanning.
This is a stereotype for a reason.
Yes,
the hot fireman.
Yes, no, that's real. It's real. It's
but
real.
I will say, I love that you're screaming and running around and crying, and then you're scanning.
I'm also scanning.
I'm loving that.
Have to scan in
loving
addition.
It. Right.
And at the end of all of it, my friend Carrie had stayed with me. You know.
Yes. And
she takes her 2 fingers and rubs in the under eye concealer.
So good.
So, like, I had all these interactions with 2 giant ivory cover girl,
I hear you.
like, so wipes underneath my eyes. And I was mortified,
But were you also hysterical?
I couldn't believe it. I was so shook that because it was like, oh, wow. I forgot that was the last thing I did prior to
the crash.
Right.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I will just say this. When I did get to the hospital, I walked through a full... the nurses had all done, I can't even, like, to see this in a hospital, like, when you're trying, and I know everyone's trying to have a good time in life, but they did a flash mob in the library, in the lobby of the hospital.
The nurses?
Nurses, orderlies, this and that.
It seems like a TV show that you would see and be like, that would never happen.
And it did.
Wow.
And so even in, like, I don't know what the situation is with my dad fully. Like, I've been told he's not paralyzed, but I also don't fully believe it. Like, I'm like, you know.
He's come out a 3rd floor window and been pulled down.
That's right.
Serious.
It's not great.
No.
So that was happening when I got there. And I was just like, wow, you know, it's just all a lot. Ups and downs.
Did he stop the ladder after that?
No.
Wow.
He did slow down.
Okay.
But he was laughing at me. You know, it's like, I feel I have a book in me, which is, I tried to save my dad's life and he tried to kill me. Like, that was our dance.
That's
you know,
right.
that was what we did.
I need you to write that.
Yeah. Because he would say, like, I know, like, he would say to my sisters, I've done a number on Deanna.
Wow. He knew.
He knew he had traumatized me.
Wow. You to plant the next time there's an emergency.
I know.
Just plant and dial. Because I'll dial 911 and keep my finger over the send button whenever I feel any sense of danger.
Really?
Oh. Like, I could just feel like a bad breeze and I'm like, someone's behind me.
Okay.
But I'm not a paranoid person.
But you're ready with that 911.
I'm just ready.
Yeah.
And Mark's like, you need to stop calling them because you're going to get on a list. You know?
Yeah.
But there have been times that I've called and it's been a good, like someone going backwards on the freeway.
Gosh.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching SVU alone, that's like the most shameful.
You can't call 911.
I don't call them.
Okay.
But I do dial it on my phone sometimes and I don't hit send.
Wow.
Never hit send for SVU. SVU is really scared to watch alone.
Suke.
It's always a woman. She's always alone in an apartment.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
It's really
I wonder
crazy.
how many people SVU has on that, like, 911 on that quick dial.
I think a lot because while you're watching, you'll inevitably hear something.
Right.
Like the sound of a saw or someone, like, you know, chopping
Someone
down a
trying
tree or
to-
something. Or a mailman.
Right.
And you're like, you're going to get me. You should just practice hitting it. Don't hit send, though.
Right.
Like if you had like an emergency training session for yourself where you're like, shit's going down.
Right.
I'm just going to like stay right here, call 911 and breathe.
I think that's not a bad idea because my nerves are shot.
In elementary school, we had something called Safety Town. Did you have, this is like a Long Island thing or a Pojo So thing?
Safety Town's ringing a bell. It's like a literal...
Yeah,
No.
you're on scooters, you know those yellow scooters
Yeah.
with the wheels.
Okay.
And you ride around and you practice going at a safe speed and like stopping at stoplights and making lefts and rights. It's like sort of mini driving school for 5th graders.
Got it.
You probably had it.
I don't recall that, but that sounds like fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was terrified. I was put in jail so many, because I was a bad driver even then. Like I kept crashing into other people or not stopping or not looking or...
Yeah.
And so I was put in jail so many times that I had to, like, go in the bleachers with the bad kids.
I see.
Jail was, like, in the middle of town.
Yeah.
And I kept getting put in there. But once you're put enough, you're sent to, like, I guess,
It's
like, Rikers.
Well, now you gotta get
You're out of safety town.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
You're removed.
So the next
you're not
day,
safe.
You're not. Yeah, you're an unsafe driver. So the next day, I had like mild eczema when I was a child, and I was like, it hurts. I have to go to the nurse, and I went to the nurse, and the nurse called my mom. Was like, she has like a rash on her arm. My mom was like, put her on the phone. She's like, get back to safety town. She's like, you're trying to get out of safety town.
She knew.
Yeah, and I've never really done anything like that, but she made me go back, and I got in jail again.
She had your number.
She really did, but it was terrifying to me. So it was like, no wonder I didn't drive until I was age redacted.
Safety town had like literally the opposite effect that it was supposed to have on you. It was supposed to give you confidence to be like, I will have this in 10 to 15 years. Yeah.
I think it, like, you know those Scared Straight programs where they bring bad kids to jail and, like, show them what life they could have? Like, that's what Safety Town, it scared me straight to not drive.
Right.
You know. What are quirks in other people that you either love or hate?
Oh. I feel like, you know when you know people so well?
Yes.
Like, and that could be to your detriment, because when you know someone so well, their bullshit is like... You just have their number, you know? And I feel like it gives me so much when a friend, I know that they can do something. Let's just say, I'm going to say pick me up from the airport, but I would never make someone do that at this age, you know? But like, but that. Okay. Let's say pick me up at the airport. I know they can do it.
Yes.
And they will put some sort of lie together or fib. Or say, and you're like, I know that that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like when you know, I don't know.
Would you rather them just say, like, I don't want to do it?
I would.
Right. Do you think your quirks, like, help you as an actor, writer, creator, director? You do so many creative things.
Like, a point of view is all you have in life, you
It's
know?
so true.
And so I do think I have a unique point of view. A good ear for what works and what doesn't work. I mean, we're at an interesting time right now because I think things in art are getting more and more niche in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like even, and female-driven stuff that's like Shrill I just binged on last night.
We're about to start it. Is it great?
So great.
I can't wait.
It's so great and it's so specific.
Yes.
And I love that. I think that they think the more unique your point of view is, the better right now.
Yes.
Which is cool.
And that is, I totally think that's how you're
I mean,
way of seeing the world.
is quirky. I mean, how do you get, you know?
But also, don't you relate so much, even though they are so specific, you relate so much to one of them in each episode.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think you're younger than me. I think your age are so, like, I didn't have AOL in high school and middle school.
Oh my God, that's noise like, dee-dee-dee.
Yeah, I had that later. So
I know Mark and I were just having this discussion about, like, did you type papers in high school? And I'm all like, sometimes.
You mean with a typewriter?
Or with a computer. Okay, this is a rapid fire quirks round. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and you say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay. Quirkiest movie.
Drop Dead Fred.
I love the seriousness with which you make eye contact with me when you answer. You close your eyes, and then when you have an answer, she opens her eyes and delivers it right to my face. Quirkiest holiday.
I want to say Halloween.
The quirkiest thing you say.
And I don't know if this is it, but my college roommate, who's still a dear friend of mine, she always mocks me for going, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You do say that a
Yeah,
lot.
you know what I mean?
But you also say, like, get my eyeballs on it, which I know is, like, in the lexicon now, but you've been saying that for, like, 9 years. Like, I feel like you were definitely the first person I heard say it.
I always have to get my eyeballs on it.
Right, like, literally on it.
Right.
Quirkiest thing about you.
I've realized today I enjoy, nothing makes me laugh harder in like a video or anything funny than people falling. Like, I just enjoy that. I just watched a clip from The Voice. This couple, they got engaged. Did you see it? And yes. They knock into heads.
He's about to get down on his knee and their heads
bump. Like, that stupid shit is like so funny to me.
Did you feel slightly sad?
No.
See, that's what happens to me.
You feel sad.
I like laugh so hard and then I'm like, ugh, like it hurts me somewhere.
Oh no, I like it. What do you think?
Your sense of humor.
My sense of humor.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you do have a lot of quirks, but you also just are quirky.
Does that make sense? That's the thing. It's like less...
Yeah, less like I have
in.
to put on one sock and then one
eyelash.
There is one thing where I feel I have moisture in my thumbnail.
Yeah, this is really weird.
This is weird.
And I love that you waited till the end.
See this? I will press my thumb against my finger to sort of remove moisture that doesn't exist.
Just for the record, no moisture is coming out of your
No, there's
thumbnail.
no moisture in there, but I'll have a sense of that.
That's probably
pretty
some
quirky.
weird medical...
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's probably why you can't deal with a crisis. Because you have moisture.
I won't get into the crises I have dealt with, but when I tell you, your brain would explode with the crises I have handled like a robot.
Wow.
But it can also go in a different direction.
I love that you never know.
You never know who will show up to the party.
Right.
Yeah.
And on that note, don't call her in a crisis. Or do. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
This is so much fun.
I loved having you.
Yay.
Bye.
Even the way she says bye makes me laugh. Deanna's latest project is Homeward LA. It is a night of monologues from people in LA who have experienced homelessness. April the 27th, Saturday at 5 p.m. The link is in her Instagram bio. Again, that's at Deanna M. Chang. I hope you guys have wonderful weeks. Join us in 2 weeks where I'm interviewing my friend Matt Bogdanow. He's a musician and has some really quirky ideas about music, sound, and everything in between. See you soon.